A very good evening, everyone. Welcome to Advancing Northeast. This is Joshi Padgiri, your host for the day. And we have a very special guest with us today. And before we introduce her, I would like to do a little brief about what Advancing Northeast is for those audience who are still not aware about the initiative. So it's a digital initiative by the Ministry of Donor, Northeastern Council, and Northeast Development Finance Corporation. It's a one-stop solution for the youths of Northeast in the field of education, employment, and entrepreneurship. So, to serve the very purpose, we bring to you different webinars and different insightful interactions and conversations with eminent experts from different fields to connect and create a bridge with the youths of Northeast. So here we are today. We have an esteemed expert from the field, Dr. Sangeeta Barthakur, Associate Professor, Cotton University, with an experience of more than 31 years. She is also the director of Capacity Building Center at Cotton University. She has a remarkable career in the field. She has made significant contributions to statistical research and education. So today we'll be having an insightful discussion. We'll be engaging in a discussion with her where she'll be sharing insights on pursuing a career in statistics, the importance of statistical literacy, and how it has been playing a role for the development of global nations. Welcome, ma'am. Thank you for making out time and being with us today. It's a pleasure to have you.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me to your program.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. Without wasting much time, we'll head on directly to you. I'll hand it over to you. Okay.
Statistics is a subject which is needed in all subjects, be it physics, be it economics, be it psychology, be it medicine, be it engineering. You need statistics. Statistics is used everywhere. So actually, physics and statistics are not interrelated, but a person of physics has to use statistics in many of his works and research, and means like no research can be completed without the use of statistics. So the knowledge of statistics is very important
So
everywhere.
it's
It's
quite
completely
dependent.
interdisciplinary
Right.
subject. It's like it is used in nearly all other subjects. So if you have a mathematical bent of mind, you would love, because it is a subject which you can use in real life situations, which well helps us in understanding or using in real life situations. That is the beauty of the subject actually.
Right, ma'am. Right. I think for those students watching us who are still confused about what statistics and mathematics, I think they'll have a vague idea at least that how statistics is very intertwined with real life application as well. Right.
Yeah,
So, ma'am,
yeah.
how do you think that it has evolved over the years? Because nowadays we see more and more students joining in statistics, wanting to do research on statistics. So, how do you see it? What opportunities has it, come up in the market?
Yeah, statistics though, when it first started, or say in history, in historical terms, it was used only as data, as information. It was collected in the agricultural arena or in about population, and that was all. But then in the early 20th century, say, um, like the techniques of statistics. Statistics is what? It's a subject which deals with the collection, presentation, analysis, and interpretation of data. Okay, so the collection part was what was and keeping data was what was there earlier. But then came the theories of inference, of decision making, whereby we could analyze and give inference about from the raw data which we have collected. The theories of econometrics, the theories of design of experience, those came by. And then the data which is in front of us, the raw data, had those which had hidden trends, hidden meanings that could be perceived, that could be found out. Then came the computational aspect, where you see the advent of computers came, and then statistics became more Means like you could now compute larger volume of data, and what was so time consuming earlier or impossible earlier became possible because of the use of computers. You can now analyze huge volume of data. And then gradually now the evolution has come to big data analysis, means like what even greater amount of data, and the new techniques are being developed so that we can handle this great amount of data, that is called big data. And then now there is the use of artificial intelligence and machine learning in statistical techniques. Algorithms are being formed for many applications, and so that is a new concept, a latest trend where computer science and statistics have come together to do many wonders, And then another very important area is the data science. Data science is now coming up in a big way. And data science is a combination of statistics, of computer science, and any other related domain on which the work is going to be done. So this is how the subject is evolving, and the subject is now, as I told you a little while ago, it is used in every other subject, you name it, be it health science, be it finance, be it technology, be it public policy, be it business, whatever, everywhere you see the applications of statistical methods. Only then things can progress nowadays. You
Right.
cannot do without statistics.
Yes, absolutely, ma'am. Like you said, that statistics is all about data and everything, and data is everywhere. So
Yeah.
basically, that sums up that how important it is. Because even if a scholar does a research on a different subject, also, then also he has to do this data handling later on. I think there
Right.
are also
That is why I
statistics.
said no research can be done if you do not know statistics. And
Right.
there's one thing. Now there are many researchers of non-statistician statistical background who are doing research, and they now softwares are available. No. Now, unlike earlier, now in the click of a mouse, you install SPSS, you install
Right.
SAS, and you just click the button and you get your answers. So people might be tempted to say, why do we need to know statistics? We can get the answers from the computer, from the software itself. But the difficulty is that the people who do not know statistics properly, they they do not know whether the data they are handling can be tested by that particular test which they click with the mouse.
Right.
They just give chi-square, or they'll give some t-test, they'll give z-test, but whether the data is really suitable for that particular test, they do not know that. But the computer will give you results, the software will give you results. That results are not valid. So if you do not have the statistical knowledge, the knowledge of statistics, then you are bound to make a mistake in choosing the test which you're going to use. So that is a very important thing, that of using statistical software without knowing the basic concepts of statistics.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely, ma'am. Yeah,
Even
that is
you can
actually.
see earlier, leave
Mhm.
around SPSS or whatever. In medical field, all the doctors during their MD, they are supposed to do some project work on some on patients and all that. So they take a very small sample of patients and they do their work, and then they apply the tests which need larger samples. Then they come to us with their theses telling us to check their statistical parts. But their initial approach was wrong. Their initial sample size was wrong. The collection of data was wrong. So, what is important is that they should come to us, statisticians, first, plan out, design out how they are going to do their survey, how they are going to collect their data. Only then they can do the statistical analysis later on properly. That is a very important thing.
Right, ma'am. So then maybe, ma'am, I had this idea just now after listening to you that maybe then before somebody goes into research, that they should have at least a basic knowledge of statistics, or they should, yeah, maybe the education system can intervene there and introduce a course or anything, maybe.
Yeah, in fact, we at Cotton, we are in our department. We are thinking of starting a program um, for non-statisticians, for social science research. as to how they should proceed. What are the tests that they can apply and in what situations. So that is something, a course, a certificate course and a diploma course we had planned out, and it has been passed by the EC. And very soon, I think we will be able to start it if all goes well. So it will be of great help to non-statisticians. Before their research, they should take up that 6 months course.
Of course, right, right. Wonderful, ma'am. I think that's a really great step that Cotton has taken.
Otherwise, everything goes wrong, because if the initial collection of data is not done in the proper way, the final analysis
Yeah.
goes wrong. That is
Right,
important.
absolutely, ma'am. We can only be positive about it, and then maybe later on, different institutions can adopt the same. Yeah,
Yeah, yes.
right. Yeah, yeah. Very important point you highlighted. Ma'am, we'd like to know about your research area a bit. Uh, if you can explain it in a very simple terms for people who do not, I'm not from statistics
My
background, but just
research
a
is
little.
now. My
Yeah.
research, okay, in statistical parlance, I work more on stochastic processes and distribution theory and probability. But anyway, what I'll tell you, I did my research on a mental illness, okay, schizophrenia. You've heard about schizophrenia?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
I did my research on that mental illness on various aspects. I did statistical modeling and found out the things like persistence scores, means like of which symptoms occur more, which less, which do not go, means I had a follow-up study. So even on administration of medicine, which symptoms are very persistent and do not leave the patient, what are the treatment strategies that can be taken, and things like that. I was means like schizophrenia is a illness where you see the cure is not permanent. You can take medicines and you can keep it at a state where your means like if you leave medicines, your illness
Yes, ma'am.
relapses. Okay, you cannot cure it completely. You can just keep it under control. So it's like we have different theories called renewal processes, alternating renewal processes, which we can apply. See, that is mathematics, and this is a completely an illness, but we are being able to relate because statistics can be used in any real life situation. And so that was my earlier topic of my research. And now I'm working on another mental illness, that is anxiety, which we see so commonly in all people, especially among our students. This student community, they are so anxious before the exams, or they are anxious about their future. It is there in every age group. So with a student researcher, I'm working on anxiety. Then in a very different field, I'm working on carbon footprint also. Okay, that is climate science and things like that, environment. So I'm working on carbon footprint. And so there are different avenues. We do socio-economic studies on different communities, as to say the handloom industry and the tea industry. We've done such type of researches also. Okay,
Okay.
and then once I had done a work on forecasting in the um, stock market.
Oh,
So you
okay.
see, it's a varied field that statistics
Right,
people.
right. Very, very interesting, ma'am. Actually, I never thought that you could do a research on a mental illness. Right.
Mental illnesses, and then I have gone to
Climate.
environment, I have gone to
Right.
socioeconomic studies, and also to stock exchanges. Everywhere you use different theories are there.
So knowledge can do wonders, ma'am. Right. So people
Yeah.
just need to be aware. Very true. And that you said about schizophrenia. I knew someone. I used to know someone who had schizophrenia. So I have seen that, on a personal level. And so I can see that somebody working on schizophrenia and then relating it to statistics is very, very interesting, ma'am. I would actually like to read your
It was
paper
an
if
interesting
possible.
work. It was. I was actually very interested in mental health and mental illnesses
Right.
because my brother-in-law was a psychiatrist. So from a very
Okay.
young age, I got very intrigued, and then so I thought, let me try to combine that and mathematics, and let's see what we can do. And it was a good work. It was a good work, and I could help out also in certain ways. So that feels good. And so,
Wonderful.
yeah, that's what you can go for diverse fields in
Okay, ma'am. I
statistics.
was about to ask you now that can you share some examples or cite examples of real world applications? But I think that your answer has already covered it
Yes,
now. Right,
yeah, I
right.
said, okay, for people who to understand it better, that everybody's been using it. Real life example I'll give you. During COVID times, all those clinical trials being done to find out the vaccine which is going to be a good one, the vaccine which is most effective. How could you find it out? Only through statistical analysis. How
Oh,
much the COVID is spreading, where it is more, where it is less, how many deaths occurred where, what is all that? It is statistics. How it is rising, what is the trend? That is also statistics, right? So
right, right.
like that is a real life example everyone can relate to. COVID just went out back 2 years back, isn't it? And so all the factors, that risk factors, we had to identify, evaluate the effectiveness of public health interventions, and then we had to model the COVID-19 spread and the impact of various mitigation and say strategies. So all this was done by statistical modeling. Okay, then another example I'll give you. Come on. We are
Sure.
all buying things from Amazon, Flipkart. Huh? All of
Right,
us buy
right.
things. And
Yes, ma'am.
you buy something, and a few days later, they'll say, suggested for you. Would you like to see this? They come to know what you want to know, what you would like, what
The
you would prefer
algorithm.
to buy.
Right,
And
right.
we think, how can these show us this is something I'm looking for? And it has come, just popped on my screen. How? Because they use statistical techniques and in their software to find out, study consumer behavior, consumer preferences, and all that. That's all done through, statistical algorithms, that is
Okay.
one. Again, I can give you example in climate modeling of the trend of temperature, rainfall in different places, predicting climate change. All this needs statistical use.
Statistical
And
interference.
then again, in any manufacturing unit, whether they are being able to adhere to the proper quality of the products, how many products are not meeting the standards, whether the consumer is going to accept the lots or not. All these comes under statistical quality control, which is again a branch of statistics that is again there. Then, as I said, I was predicting stock market prices. So there also, no, the that fluctuations and all can be studied. Long-term forecasting can be done by use of statistics. And insurance policies, everyone goes for insurance nowadays. So the insurance companies, it's a branch called actuarial science. So there they have to make out plans. So when they frame the policies as to what will be the premium at what age for what duration, which is going to give them the maximum profit, and also be helpful to the client, to the customer. So that is also done through statistical modeling only. There also you need statistics.
Right, ma'am. So it's everywhere, basically.
You're doing genetics, you're doing epidemiology of illnesses, or like about a certain specific medicine. You want to check whether this medicine is more effective or the other medicine. You want to compare between medicines for a certain illness. Like you see, for even for a simple headache, we could take paracetamol, dispirin, aspirin, many medicines are there. So which is the best? Which is the most effective? To find out all this, we have another branch called design of experiments, where we design experiments, we analyze, take data, and find out. And there we take. It's not like the same medicine would be good for males, females, children, old people. There'll be diverse medicines for diverse age groups. All these can be studied with the help of statistics.
Okay, ma'am. Wonderful. So it's all about trial and error also. Right.
Framing the 5-year plans we had earlier, isn't it? Now it is the
Right.
Niti Aayog.
Mm-hmm.
So in those planning we had to do forecasting, no, to see what would be the situation in the next 5 years, how much we need to spend
Yes,
in
ma'am.
data. There also you need statistics. Statisticians are the main people there.
Right, ma'am. So, ma'am, how accurate generally these observations are, these predictions and this forecasting and everything? Uh,
Well, you have to give a certain interval. You cannot predict exactly, but with
yes,
all the information that you have, more accurate information you have, more accurate will be the predicting. And there
predict.
are different techniques, and techniques are being developed by the day. And so nowadays there are many techniques which give to the nearest, very nearest, so it's all about how efficient you are in using them.
Right, right. So, yes, ma'am, there also the human intervention also comes that no matter how AI we use, they
Yeah.
can never replace humans. Right,
Yeah, yeah, that is true, because AI will give you answers. You will have to know which
no,
technique you need to use.
right,
You
ma'am.
will
Which prompt to give, how to direct the AI.
whether the data is fulfilling the assumptions that are required for that particular technique, because every technique, see, it's mathematics, so it
Mhm.
is, there will be some assumptions, and sometimes the assumptions are not met with. When they are not met with in real life situations, there are some corrective factors that we need to take, so those things become a little complicated. So we have to be a little well versed in the subject to do that. But for the generally, means like if people are not doing very high end analysis, approximately very good results you're going to get even with the
Okay,
simpler type of techniques.
okay. Okay, ma'am. So, ma'am, that way, like we said, the person needs to be efficient. So, ma'am, what all are the skills will a proper, person from a career in statistics require for the students, aspiring students who want to do research? What will be the skills? Yes, ma'am.
First skill, though, yes, they should have a mathematical bent of mind. That is very important. You have to have a mathematical bent of mind. You have to be thorough with your concepts of probability, concepts of mathematical modeling, and distributions. You have to be very thorough with your concepts. Whoever wishes to do statistics, I would say, please do not study casually. Do not go to the root and understand the actual meaning of what you are studying. The basic concept being strong is very important. Okay, and now more in today's context, I must say that you have to be well versed, a little tech savvy. It's like computer savvy. You have to be able to use the computer. You have to be well versed with the statistical softwares like SPSS and programming languages like R, Python, etc. C has gone now. Now it's more of Python and R, and softwares like SAS, MATLAB, SPSS. You need to be a little conversant with all those, and that requirement is there. And then third is you have to be a little observant. Data, when you see data, okay, the data is going to be processed by the computer, but even when you see it, see the numbers, something has to click in you, so you have to have that critical thinking and the reasoning abilities.
Right.
Okay, just not just being just giving the data and letting the computer do everything, then it doesn't really help. We also have to be very perceptive, a little perceptive, a little critical, a little reasoning sense, um, observational skills. That those are a little necessary. But most important is that you have to have a mathematical bent of mind, and you have to have some computing skills in software operation and in programming.
Okay,
And
ma'am.
others, though, of having being able, being sincere and all, that is common for every subject, so I'm not going to talk about those qualities that you need for research in every subject. These are particularly needed for statistics.
Yeah. Okay, ma'am. Understandable. So, the rest all qualities a person can adopt over time, but these are some things that they need to learn before coming into a career in statistics. Right.
Yeah.
So, ma'am, now
You
about
were telling as you go forward in your career,
okay,
as you are
okay. You keep
taking,
learning.
yeah, like when I started off, during my times, I just deviate a little and tell you that when I studied statistics in my higher secondary, I did not have much knowledge. And during our times, there was no internet. And so knowledge was not so easily available. The scope of a subject was not easily known to us. So I had just taken it, statistics, and then because I didn't want to take biology. And then during in my higher secondary, I got the state highest, and that made me, oh, should I take it? But one thing was for sure, that I had a mathematical bent of mind. I loved working with numbers, and though I did not like the just the jargon of mathematics, the doing theorems and all that like that, but I liked statistics because we were being able to use it, as I said, in real life situations, as we could see applications of statistics in the real life problems. And so that gave me a impetus to study the interdisciplinary nature of this subject. And plus we had very good teachers, and if you have a good teacher, you're motivated. So I took up statistics that way. And though first I did not know much, as I went on studying, as I started liking the theories, the applications and all, so it grew in me. It grows in a person. The qualities that I told you about, of reasoning, of observation, of critically thinking, it grows in you as you go on studying the subject. You
Right.
don't have to have it prior, like I don't have it, I cannot study. Not like that. As you study, if it interests you, those will grow on you.
Okay. So only the urge to learn should be there, and the rest
And
gets
nowadays, so learning statistics, taking up statistics is a boon, because there are so many opportunities, so many career options in all fields, in all business establishments, in industrial establishments, in government, everywhere you need statisticians.
right, ma'am.
There are
Just coming
there
to
are
that, ma'am. If you could speak on the job market, ma'am. Yes, please.
Yeah, job market is varied and quite large, for statistics. Like uh, you can be working, say, as a data analyst. You can be working as a statistical programmer, a biostatistician, a data scientist. These are the recent ones. And then otherwise, you have the Indian Statistical Service, Indian Economic Service. Those are, then you need statistical investigators. And like you have in all medical institutions also, you need you need science statisticians for clinical trials, for epidemiological studies, and for all, say, whenever you have a medical intervention, whether it is good or not, whether it is good for all those things, you need a statistical analysis, and hence a statistician. So in every organization, you need a statistician. Just like I've already said, now be you call it, you just name it, be it in the engineering field, be it in the medical field, be it in the industrial field, in teaching. Though yes, we are there. That is another line which is very noble and very good. And you just name it, there are. And there are the statistical services, no, you can go for those also. You can go for actuarial science, you can go for bioinformatics. There also you have jobs, different ways.
Okay.
Jobs are just, or you just can click on the net and see. If
Right.
anyone just clicks on the net, they'll see the scope of statisticians. Means like there are jobs everywhere in every field. Just name it and you can. go,
Right, ma'am.
in,
Ma'am, anyway, data science and data analytics, I think, are the top trending career options, top
as of
ranking
now.
career options
As
as of now.
as of now, yes, as
Absolutely,
of
ma'am. So I think that now is the maybe probably the bestest of times for somebody to join statistics, going by
yes.
the way we are,
Now we are working
developing.
with big data, and
Right.
even now the National Statistics Day theme is also now statistics data for decision making, because from big data you can take decisions, you can make forecasts, you can predict, you can do so many things. And now because we are using statistics in big work like climate change and all those now environmental pollution and things like that, which are very much important for the entire country or the world. And hence, the computing skills are very important. If someone is doing statistics along with computer science and knows the concepts of machine learning and artificial intelligence, you cannot stop him from
Wonderful
going so
combination. Right, ma'am. Best of all, right now.
higher and higher.
Absolutely. So, ma'am, can you name any maybe top examinations or institutions just for the students watching us to have some clear, concise options, maybe? Because the information in Google is so scattered, ma'am. So, if you could just point out some prominent.
Yeah. Prominent, if you talk about global, there would be topmost the MIT, Massachusetts Institute of Technology. There would be Harvard University and Stanford University and University of Cambridge. These are in the US. In the UK, it'll be the Oxford University and Cambridge is in UK. Did I mention
Yeah.
US? No,
Yeah.
Cambridge. California is in US. Cambridge is in UK. Cambridge and Oxford, these are in UK. Those give not only the basic courses in statistics, but many courses which are specific for certain fields. So there means like very exclusive courses on statistics, say for genetics, say for um, quality control or epidemiology, especially there, those are chartered there. And so these are wonderful institutions if anybody wishes to go. And then in India, the best institute is the Indian Statistical Institute, the
Statistical.
ISI. ISIs are there in first were in Kolkata, Delhi, and Bangalore, and now they are in many places. There is one in Tejpur also, very near to
Yes,
us.
ma'am. Right.
ISIs are wonderful institutions if you have to want to study statistics and do some research, really good research using statistics. You want to become a researcher or help out in development works, no? And then the Indian Institute of Technology, uh, more exclusively in Kanpur, Bombay, and Madras. These three offer very good courses in statistics. Then we have the University of Delhi, the Benares Hindu University. These are also very good for higher studies in statistics.
Statistics. Okay,
So
ma'am.
these are
So all of
institutions.
them require different examinations and different levels, right, ma'am, of testing.
For
Yeah.
ISI, they have their own exam for BStat and for MStat. Bachelor in Statistics, Masters in Statistics.
Masters and
ISI
statistics.
conducts their own tests. And then for IIT, you have the JAM, and then also the GATE. Huh? The jam and the gauge, those tests are there. And then for the other say Delhi University or Banaras Hindu University, now the CUET is there. So all these entrance examinations you have to clear. And in some it is still on marks basis, but CUET has now taken over all institutions in India. For higher studies you need CUET, this means the universities. And
Yes, yes.
for IITs, just the JAM and the GATE, and
Gate
for
exam.
ISI, they have their own exam. And you have to go, if you want to go abroad, then you have to clear GRE and TOEFL, IELTS, those also have to be done. So
Right, ma'am.
these exams you have to clear if you
Okay.
want to.
So a certain rigorous process of preparation and everything is needed to get into the right.
The tough examinations are tough.
Yes,
The
ma'am.
examinations are tough. Over and above your normal graduation courses, you need to prepare exclusively, prepare well. You need to work hard to get into to
Yes,
clear these exams. But they have
definitely.
our students have cleared. It's not that it's not
Yes,
doable.
ma'am. There are real life examples, right? You have your students working.
Our students in cotton have cleared those
Yes, ma'am.
examinations. Their one
Mhm.
is doing in IIT. One of our students have also gone to the States. She's and one student is really brilliant. He done his he went to ISI first for his masters after doing graduation from our university and topping the university, and he went to ISI Kolkata. After that he went to Paris to do, and now he's in, yeah, in Paris itself he's doing the PhD program. So
Okay.
another one went to Germany and now he's in the US. Germany, he did his MSc, and then now he's in US doing his PhD. So we have students everywhere. They are going, no? They, and in IIT Kanpur also our student has gone, so, by giving GATE and JAM. So it is possible. It is possible. You just need to work hard. You just need to be focused. You just need to dream big. You need to dream big and you have to work hard to come to realize your dream actually, that is what.
Right, right, ma'am. That is a source of inspiration for many. I think that there are real life examples. Students are going
Yeah,
there.
yeah, there
So,
are
ma'am,
there.
how do you take in students? How does Cotton, like, there's an entrance examination for PhD, right? So, how do you also take in scholars under your guidance?
Yeah, for PhD there is an entrance exam, and entrance exam, and then they have to give a presentation on well, what they would like to do, or then it would be a broad subject because they are not so well, they do not know exactly what they are going to do, but in the broad area where they like to work. So we supervisors, we have our own field. Say if somebody is working on stochastic process like me, somebody would be working on demography, somebody would be working on biostatistics. So as per the interest of the student, as per the interest of the student, um, so we take in whoever the guide, and the students approach the teachers prior, and so we can know.
Right, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. So, as we were speaking of research, ma'am, so we are almost towards the end of our session, and so we'd like to know that for research, a student definitely needs a lot of patience. But apart from that, what else do you suggest the students who are preparing for PhD, maybe who would want to get into your guidance, maybe by next year? So, any message for them?
Yeah, the thing is that at first you should know what you want to really work on, and then to be a researcher you should have in-depth knowledge about the subject. In-depth knowledge, like you might not have, but you must have the curiosity and the willingness to learn. Because if you're doing research, if you know things only on the upper surface, very superficially, it doesn't help. Because if you're doing research, then you will have to do something which will contribute your work, whatever work you do, your work has to contribute to the society, to development, to something, no? Otherwise your thesis has no meaning if your thesis cannot be used somewhere, your application at least, nah? So for that, what techniques you'll use, what not, you do not know in the beginning, you cannot know, but you have to be ready to learn, you have to be ready to do hard work. Research is not easy work. So to do research, just doing graduation or masters is okay, not that tough. You can clear your exams, but doing research means really going into delving into the subject and coming out with something new. So that calls for hard work and sincerity and dedication. It calls for that. You have to do a lot of hours of work. You have to, nowadays, so it is very simple in the sense that now you have the internet. You get all information on the internet. You just have to sit and click and go on searching and searching. You know what work is being done where in the world, similar work, what has already been done, what you can do new. Oh, during our times, we had to go to the library and search those volumes. It was such a tough job to do. But nowadays, though, it is easy. It's
Everything is
much easier
available at the tip of your
to do.
fingers. Right.
But those who are casual, they don't really like to do that much of work. But you
Right,
have
ma'am.
to.
I think
If
that will also incorporate statistics that people need to know that which information to take and which not to take. That is also, I think, in some way related to statistics, right?
it's like you have to be good in searching the nets. Yeah,
Right.
that is important. And yeah, hard work and dedication and a good grasp of the subject. If you do not have it, you can still take it, you can still get it. We go and talk to teachers, they are really going to help you. No one will say, no, I cannot help you. If somebody really wishes to learn, we are there to help anytime. Anytime. You be my student, you are not my student, that doesn't matter. If you really want to learn something and you come over to us, we are there only to teach, to disseminate knowledge, isn't it? I can talk about my colleagues and myself at Cotton. We are there to help people. We've been helping people who are not Cottonians also. They come to us for help, and we are there for them because that is what we are for. Our reward is when students learn and and do something with that knowledge, no? So for a researcher, it is important that you are ready to learn, you're ready to spend time delving deep into the subject, getting your concepts clear, and then doing hard work as to trying to be innovative. You have to be able to think a little out of the box and see what things have already been done, what new you can add. What things have been done, you will get it in the internet. So what new you can do, what new you can add on.
Right,
Okay,
ma'am.
so that is
Add
important.
something of value, basically. Years of hard work, so you'll have to put it.
Unnecessary work you don't have to do, no? If you do
Right, right.
something that has to add some value, that has to be productive or like useful, useful.
Right. Right, ma'am. Wonderful, wonderful words. Very insightful, ma'am. I got to learn a lot individually, and I'm pretty sure that our students also, learned a lot from this session. And definitely, our viewers watching us, if you have any queries, we can connect you with ma'am here, our mentor. Yes, in future also you can just connect with us, and we'll help you connect with ma'am. And like ma'am said, she's there, Cotton is also there to help everybody. So if you're interested in statistics, go get your work hard and do what ma'am said.
But
So thank.
sincerity has to be there.
Right, right,
We have
sincere.
to see that glint of sincerity in that person, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely,
Yeah.
ma'am. It was so wonderful talking to you, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. If you want to add anything you want to say, you can just say before wrapping
I
up the session, please, ma'am.
said all that I can say. Yeah, I would
Yes, ma'am.
once again tell people who are non-statisticians to be careful while using a statistical technique. That is very important. That if you're not sure, you ask somebody who knows. But before using the technique, you have to be sure whether that suits your data or not. Else, whatever conclusions you're going to give or whatever inference you're going to say will not be valid. And this goes true for people in medicine because it is very important, no, that whatever you say about an intervention, it makes a lot of a difference to a person's health. And also to engineers, actually it goes in every field. So it is important that before, because nowadays softwares are available and people are tempted to use them, they use them for their research, but only before using a particular test. You need not come to a person of statistics. You can also get the knowledge. You can search the net and find out whether that particular test is valid for the data that you've collected or in the situation that you wish to use it for.
Right.
That information is also available in the net. That information is also available.
Okay, okay. I think, yeah, that's a very important point that you have highlighted, ma'am. It will be very beneficial for everybody, even the non-statistical research aspirants. So, thank you again, ma'am. Thank you for making time and